Hello and welcome to the Kingsdale Square, which is the 5th square in our Talking Granny series. Today we're going to be doing a rather lovely square like this. You may think, oh, we've done one a bit like that before. It's mostly trebles, so you should be experts at trebles by now. It's just the first round that's just a little bit different, and we do a stitch which normally is a decrease stitch, where you do 2 trebles together to reduce the number of stitches. It makes a slight little sort of flower in the middle here, so I'll show you how to do that. So Kingsdale is a dale the very far west of the Yorkshire Dales, bordering Cumbria in the Lake District. So for the Kingsdale Square, we're going to start, I said it's different to start with, but actually the very start is the same as we've done before. So we do a slip knot and chain 4. I'm still using my 4mm hook. I'm using double knit wool. I'm using West Yorkshire Spinners Croft. You can use any double knit and a 4mm hook. So we've got our chain 4, and I'm going to make it into a little circle. As we've done before, and we're going to work into the circle as we've done before, but just start off a little bit differently. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 1 treble. So that's all familiar, nothing new there. So there's our treble. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 chain. So between each of our stitches, we're going to have a chain on this round. Okay, so we're now going to do treble 2 together. So start as if you're going to do a treble. So yarn over, into the circle, yarn over and back through, pull through 2 loops. Okay, we're not going to finish our treble stitch because we're doing 2 together. So we leave our 2 loops on the hook, we yarn over, we go back into the circle in the middle, yarn over, come back through. We've now got 4 loops, look, on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, and that's our 2 treble together. You'd normally, like I say, use that to reduce the number of stitches, but we're just doing it as a bit of a decorative stitch in the middle here to make a bit of a flower shape. So chain 1, let's do another treble 2 together. So yarn over, into the middle, yarn over, 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, in through the middle, yarn over and back through. So we've got 4 loops on my hook, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 3, chain. Okay, we're going to do that so that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those treble 2 together. But the first, where you did a 3 chain and a treble to start with, that counts as 1. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 8 altogether. So chain 1, 3 more to go. So how many have we got there? I think I've got 1 more to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the last one, 8. Chain 1 and then slip into the top of your chain from your very beginning of your round and pull through, snip off. Okay, we can pull that middle like that, so we've got a nice tight little circle. Okay, so round 2, we're going to start in any chain space. Okay, I'm going to use my pale blue. It's the same as the one that I've done before. So join with the slip stitch. We always join with the slip stitch in these squares. Join with the slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The pattern for this is on the website as always. Chain 4. Then in my next chain space, I am going to do 3 trebles. Okay, so you'd be very familiar with doing 3 treble clusters like this. So in this round we do 3 treble clusters in each space with a 1 chain separating them. And you'll see that this is one of those granny squares that actually starts as a circle, as so many of them do. So in total you will do 7 of these treble clusters into the spaces, and then the very last one, I'll show you what happens when we get to the last space, because actually the last space is where we started with the chain. So I'm going round and round this circle. Almost there. Okay, so I've done my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups of 3 trebles. I've got back to my first space where I started my chain. So in this space here, I'm just going to do 2 trebles to complete that group of 3. So the chain at the beginning counts as a first treble. Then join into the space there underneath those chains with a slip stitch. Pull through again, snip off and pull it all the way through. So that's your round 2. So I've got a nice little round. Now it's round 3 in this one that we're actually going to make it into a square. Okay, so we join into any space, and this is where we're going to create our corners. So we join with a slip stitch, join with a slip stitch, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 3 trebles into that same space. This is going to be our first corner. And then chain 1, down goes the wool. I'm going to do a group of 3 trebles into the next space, chain 1, and then we're going to do the next corner. So we do 3 trebles into this space, and instead of doing 1 chain, we're going to do 2 chains after our 3 treble cluster, and then 3 trebles into the same space. So this is our corner. So it's the first completed corner. We started in a corner, but we haven't finished the actual corner. We won't do until we get all the way around. Okay, so there's our first corner, chain 1, and then we're going across the side. So we do 3 trebles into the middle, chain 1, and 3 trebles, 2 chain, 3 trebles into this same space because we're on to the next corner. And our circle becomes Square. So Kingsdale, as I said, is in the far west of the Yorkshire Dales, and it's right next to, or below, I suppose, one of my favourite hills, which is Whernside, one of the 3 peaks. From the top of Whernside you can see Morecambe Bay on a good day, so you can see the sea, which always seems curious to me that you can see the sea, because it feels like we're a long way from the sea here. But the views from Whernside are magnificent. So Kingsdale's named after Kingsdale Beck, which runs down from the Dales. And as it flows down, it becomes the River Twiss, and then it flows into the River Doe, and then the River Greta. Aren't they beautiful names? There are lots of waterfalls as well on Kingsdale Beck. Absolutely stunning. Right, we're on the last side now. So into this corner we need to do 2 trebles, because our chain at the beginning is the first treble. So do 2 trebles, and then we'll join with a slip stitch into that space after those chains. Slip stitch and pull through as we've done before. Pull it nice and tight, and there our Kingsdale Square is really starting to take shape. Okay, so the last round, very simply, we just completely copy actually round 3. So we'll join in any corner space, okay, with a slip stitch, and we'll chain 5. Please do let me know how you're getting on with the squares, and if there's anything that you're finding tricky, just let me know and do my very best to help. Okay, so we do clusters of 3 trebles into the chain spaces from the round below or the round before, with 1 chain in between. Across this side, I went a bit wrong there, so I'll start again. Just because I'm yabbering on again. Right, so I've got my 3 trebles, and I'm coming up to my corner. So in my corner, same as before, do 3 trebles, 2 chain, 3 trebles into the same space. And round you go until you've got a Kingsdale granny square. I think you'll agree that the middle does look a little bit like a flower, using those treble 2 together stitches. Enjoy.